Going right now. Welcome to a personal foul with Cameron and Jordan. I'm Jordan Hunter along with Cameron Sadeghi. So today there's not much NBA news, so we'll be focusing on football. But first, Cameron, news that Steve Kerr said he does not think the Miami Heat will win the championship. What are your thoughts on that?
I think he's he's got a good point because Indiana's really good. I think they have the total package, offensively and defensively. If Granger stays healthy, then they'll have, another playmaker on the perimeter that they really missed against the Heat in the 7-game series. Plus, they got Scola. He can give you a little bit of everything. He's got the 15-foot jumper. He can drive. He can pass. He can defend. He can do everything that you need him to do. So I think the Pacers could make the NBA Finals. You look at the West, I don't think anybody in the West can compete with the Heat.
Yeah,
Spurs,
no.
Thunder, no way. Rockets, no.
What about Clippers?
Yeah, okay, you know what? I'll give you that. I actually think that this NBA Finals could be a Clippers-Pacers series because the Clippers, they finally have a great offensive play caller in Doc Rivers who will make sure that they move the ball well and get good shots. They didn't get good shots in key situations last year because of Jamal Crawford over-dribbling and jacking up 35-foot bank shots, and they didn't have that much success. So I really think that the Clippers will get to the NBA Finals. It's all going to be a toss-up between the Heat and the Pacers. It's just going to be who stays disciplined the most at the end of the day.
I agree. So Cameron, if you're Pacers coach Frank Vogel, do you bring Danny Granger off the bench, or will you start him and move Lance Stevenson to the bench?
I would move Lance Stevenson on the bench because I think that Stevenson is that type of guy who can give you spurts and short stretches. He doesn't have sustained success. He's not one of those guys that you can plug in for 35 minutes and get a complete game. But with Danny Granger, you can get a complete game on all sides of the floor, on all aspects of the game. I feel like Stevenson, if you put him in for too long, he can get a little erratic. We saw that against Miami. He started to take some bad shots because when guys like that, guys like J.R. Smith, guys like Lance Stevenson, Jason Terry, when they're in for long stretches, they can't produce because they start going out of the offense. They start doing uncharacteristic things. So I gotta put Granger there because you need somebody who can be a threat on the perimeter and make some plays. When Kiber gets doubled, you gotta make the next play, and Granger's really good at doing that.
Okay, so moving on to another team in the East, the Knicks. There's controversy about who they start. Do they start Amari Stoudemire, or do they bring him off the bench? What's your call?
I would bring him off the bench because I just don't know at this age if he can produce for 35, 40 minutes.
He's young. He's an all-star. If you bring him off the bench, does that mean you start Metta World Peace at the 40?
No. You can put Carmelo at the 4. But, okay, this is the problem with the Knicks. Their personnel, I don't think fits their system. Because, first of all, Metta World Peace doesn't even deserve to play 25 minutes. Okay? I know you like him. You like him?
He's a defense. He can still lock down a good offensive player.
He doesn't move his feet anymore. He just reaches constantly and calls for fouls. You even know that.
That is partly true.
Exactly, and he's not that great of a help defender anymore. Offensively, he's got zero jump shot, we know that. Mediocre passer, and his post game isn't the same. Remember how with the Lakers, when they were in the triangle, they would plug it to him in the post a few times, and he'd do really well. He'd do the spin move, he'd do jump hooks here and there. He can't do that for the Knicks.
Well, I think the Knicks can utilize that triangle offense with Melo in that post position because he's worked on his post game, and if need be, he can kick it out to Metta World Peace. He may not be a consistent three-point shooter, but he can knock it down at times.
No, he can't. me, I don't know, and this is not supposed to be meant to be offensive, but they just don't have high IQ basketball guys to master that system. No, why? Okay, that's not offensive. The Miami Heat have high IQ guys.
You're
The
calling
Pacers have
Chris
high.
Anderson high IQ?
No, okay. I don't mean educate. I'm not talking about book smarts. I'm talking about the game of basketball. Being at the right place at the right time. The Knicks lack that.
They do. Yes, they do.
Okay, J.R. Smith. You think he's a pretty high IQ basketball guy?
No, he's definitely not.
Okay, well, so I don't think the Knicks, if you put Meta in long stretches, he's not going to give you, a real big burst. Raymond Felton is a really bad defensive guard. Prigioni, it's Prigioni. I mean, he's good, but Chandler's getting up there in age.
Yes.
Shumpert is great, but I don't know how much he's going to contribute, so I don't know. What do you think?
The Knicks, they're a team that they're a question. You question where they will be in the Eastern Conference standings. I see them at about a fifth or a sixth, not being able to compete with the Heat or the Pacers or the Brooklyn Nets, maybe, or even the Bulls. So I see them at a 5 or 6. But I think Melo will do Melo. He'll average 28 points a game during the season. I think Chandler, you're still your defensive anchor. They're gonna need a little more out of Shumpert though. Shumpert came back from that ACL injury. I don't think he was contributing enough, like you said. So I think the Knicks are there. I see him maybe first, second round, getting knocked out by the Bulls in the first round maybe.
Yeah, I see the same thing too. I think they need some. I think their head coach is perfect. That's the one thing that the Knicks have going for them for a long time.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yes, they're not the best defensive team. Look at Melo and Mark Stoudemire. Your two best players are not good defenders. So to have a defensive coach, that helps it more. That helps it much more.
Yeah, and I think they need. I just think that eventually they can't keep Carmelo at the 4.
Yeah.
Because he was a liability on defense, and he would get fouled out a lot because David West would be in a lot of post-up situations.
Exactly.
Barbecue chicken. So, I mean, it doesn't work out. It doesn't work out. I see the same thing you do. So, let's head on to the NFL. Because
Yes.
we're not an NBA season yet, even though we're really excited.
We are. What do you want to talk about the Cavs and LeBron?
Yeah, okay, fine. Let's go to that real quick, and then we'll go on to Eagles Chiefs next.
So what we're talking about is the Cleveland Cavaliers gave out a list of players, their best players at each number, and they didn't mention LeBron James, the best player, number 23. They mentioned former Cavs, current Jazz coach Tyrone Corbin as the best Cavs player to ever wear number 23. Cameron, you're fired up about this. What do you think about the Cavs making this statement?
Well, if the Cavs were smart enough to understand, they were actually pretty close to getting a championship, something that Cleveland doesn't even really know about, and they're going to completely disregard the guy who was a driving force to a near championship with a mediocre head coach, in really mediocre point guard in Mo Williams, and a bunch of okay to good role players. So, you're going to tell me that Tyrone Corbin was a big force in Cleveland for the Cavs, and he contributed just as much as LeBron. Look, I don't even know what to say about Cleveland. The Cavs, they're so delusional. I don't know, they just simply don't get it. They just don't get it. I don't know what to say about the Cavs. What do you think? I think you have a little bit of a different view on it.
I definitely don't think it's a good way if you're trying to get LeBron to come to your team next year. But, I mean, it was a dumb thing to say. They shouldn't have said it. It wasn't needed to be said. We obviously know LeBron was the best player to wear number 23. So, I think it's petty. It's so petty. LeBron doesn't care. No one's taking it seriously. No one takes the Cavs seriously.
Yeah, You know what? I want to see LeBron just rip it apart against Cleveland when they go back again. Because every single time LeBron has gone back to Cleveland, he's shredded them. Last year, they were down by, I believe, by 25 in the third quarter.
Yes.
He came back, assist, 3, post up, defensive stop, this, that. They come back, win the game by 15. Or the first time he came back, dropped 38. So it just seems like LeBron, every time Cleveland, wants to, take shots at LeBron, he takes the biggest shot at them with a big fat L staring right at them. So Cavs fans, or not fans, I mean, this time it wasn't the fans who were really driving it, but the actual organization. Dan Gilbert, just go back, be quiet, and do your business.
So before we talk about NFL real quick, Gary Vitti, the Lakers trainer, said Kobe is moving well. He's progressing. He hasn't started running yet on his full body weight. He's done 75% body weight, 90%, so he's not there yet. What is your timetable for Kobe Bryant, Cameron?
Christmas.
Christmas?
Yeah. Wait, okay. Okay, when you say timetable, you mean, like, when are we going to see the real Kobe or the fake Kobe? Because the fake Kobe won't produce early in the season.
When I say timetable, I mean, okay, I'll say both. When do you think Kobe Bryant will be back on the floor in a Lakers uniform? And also, when do you think he'll be back to Black Mamba, averaging 27.5 points, 5 assists a game? When do you see that?
I think 20 games into the season, man. But I think he's going to return to his real form on Christmas because you know what? The Lakers are so desperate to try to get him back. I mean, really, there's another doctor, I can't believe I follow this guy on Twitter. He's kind of getting on my nerves with all this Kobe stuff. He's like, Kobe's going to come back, Kobe's going to do... Come on, you're a franchise that's struggling. Don't try to bring Kobe back too soon. It's gonna make it worse. If I'm a Lakers fan, I'd want to make sure that he's fully 100%.
So you're pulling the Derrick Rose. You're pulling the Chicago Bulls, Derrick Rose. You're just saying wait till he's 100%. That's exactly what Bulls fans said. Kobe's gonna come back. He's gonna drop 30 on the Heat on Christmas Day.
No, he won't. There's no way he's gonna drop 30 on the Heat.
Yeah.
No. At this age, first of all, you got Chris, Iceman Kaman as your center. Pau Gasol's up there in age. He can't get back on transition. Point guard issue is huge. 0 3-point shooting. If Kobe gets double, who's going to knock down the three?
Nick Young.
Nick Young, no. Well, okay, you know what? You're right, but the bench is not good for the Lakers.
The bench is horrible. We try to stockpile as many so-so guys as we can. We got Jordan Farmar. We even picked up Carl Landry's brother. We picked up 2 guys from the Summer League team.
You know what? I think losing Earl Clark was huge. I thought Earl Clark could have been like a big staple for them, like in the future. I thought that was huge. He went to the Cavs, by the way, for some of you who may or may not know. You're right. I just don't like Jordan Farmar. I don't know. Like, can he control the tempo of the game? No, not really. Can he? With the Lakers, it's just a bunch of question marks, and I don't think, like, okay, maybe Kobe will have a lot of success individually, but there's no way they're gonna make the playoffs.
So where do you see them? Where do you see them in the Western? First, tell me where you see them in the Pacific Division. Then tell me where you see them in the whole Western Conference division or conference.
Pacific Division. Look, Golden State and the Clippers, they're the class of the Pacific Division.
Correct.
Okay. I think the Clippers will cruise by in the Pacific Division because they finally have a real offense. Second of all, I think the Lakers and the Suns and Kings, they really make that up. I would have never thought in a million years I would say that. But the Lakers, Suns, and the Kings. I think it may be Lakers, Suns, Kings to wrap it up in the Pacific Division.
You're saying the Kings will finish as the worst team in the division. And usually, if you're the worst team in the Pacific Division, you end up being the worst team in the whole conference.
Exactly.
So you say the Kings are worse than the Suns.
You know what? Actually, yes. You know why? Because I don't, again, you don't have Kyrie. Huge. Okay, he went to the San Francisco Pro-Am team, a.k.a. New Orleans Pelicans. They are a Pro-Am team. You have Drew Holiday, Kyrie, wait, who, I'm forgetting a few guys.
Eric Gordon.
Eric Gordon. They just break ankles all day. They don't play defense. It's the San Francisco Pro-Am team. Okay, the Suns, they got Eric Bledsoe, which is really, I think Eric Bledsoe's going to have a breakout year.
Yeah, he needs to perform big. He has to. They got him in a trade, so him and Goran Dragic, I think they work so well together. I could see them averaging 15 each.
Yeah, and that's why I think they're going to beat out the Kings for that last spot. I can't believe we're even talking about beating out the last spot, which is hilarious. But you just look, and the Kings, I don't know. You know what? I have a feeling this is going to be a really bad year for DeMarcus Cousins.
You do?
He's going to get frustrated. I'm going to really feel bad for him.
Ugh.
It just can't get any worse for the Sacramento Kings. It really can't.
Well, as a man living in Sacramento, I think DeMarcus Cousins, he has all the talent, bad attitude. I think if he can't change his attitude, he will be traded by February. That's my opinion.
What would you think if, let me see. What would you think if the Oklahoma City Thunder tried to get DeMarcus Cousins?
That'd be a great move. That'd be...
To me, if I'm a team in the league right now, even if I'm Miami, I might look at DeMarcus Cousins and say, hey, I'll give this guy a shot. If you're a top contender, I'd do it.
Especially for a team like OKC, who it seems like they're struggling for points. It seems like they don't, other than Westbrook and Durant and maybe Ibaka. Ibaka was quiet in the second round of the playoffs, so it seems like they're struggling to get points. They're going to be struggling to get scoring from other than Durant, Ibaka, and Westbrook. Perkins isn't going to score.
A team like San Antonio, they could definitely use DeMarcus Cousins.
They got Thiago Splitter, though. They signed him to a $20 million deal. They got Splitter. Splitter's good.
Who would you pick right now, Thiago or DeMarcus Cousins?
DeMarcus, obviously, but that'd be too much crowding in the key. You got Duncan working the low block. Where's DeMarcus going to be?
Thiago on the bench.
But no, where's DeMarcus going to be if you already have Duncan working the block?
But Duncan is a power forward.
I don't know. I don't think the Spurs would want. I don't think Tony Parker would even want DeMarcus Cousins on the team. No one wants DeMarcus Cousins on your team.
Oklahoma City Thunder need him.
DeMarcus is one of those guys who you don't want to play with, but you play with him because he's good. He has so many pros. He has so many more cons than pros. He has a bad attitude. He can't control his temper. He doesn't work well with his teammates. You know.
What happens if he reemerges into the NBA darling, just like Latrell Sprewell did in 1999?
That would be surprising. I'd be surprised if DeMarcus Cousins doesn't get suspended for getting too many technicals.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to Eagles Chiefs. Great game Thursday night. Andy Reid coming back to his home. Philadelphia and the Kansas City Chiefs. Last year, they barely even won 2 games. They went 2-14. Everybody, guess what? The Kansas City Chiefs are 3-0. They have more wins already after 3 weeks than they did last year. How surprised are you from the Kansas City Chiefs?
Oh gosh, you know when Alex Smith went to that team, Alex Smith, an up and coming team that was horrible last year. The best thing you need is an efficient, accurate quarterback like Alex Smith. One of the most underrated quarterbacks in the league, I'd say. So, he went 22 for 35 for 273 yards. A lot of people like to criticize him for not throwing the ball deep or not letting it air out, but, a pass is a pass. If it gets you to the end zone, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, exactly. People get so much in love with the deep pass. They love Aaron Rodgers throwing 50-yard rockets downfield, but the bottom line is it may be dink and dunk, and it may be Jamal Charles running up the middle and running for a lot of yards. It may be such a great defense. You got Eric Berry who returned that all the way for a touchdown, that interception.
Yes.
First Michael Vick interception. So, again, they have a great formula. Good offense, balanced offense, amazing defense. And you know what? That can get them really far. Who knows? Maybe they can get to the AFC Championship if they play like this.
Yes, okay, let me read off some teams. Chicago Bears, New Orleans Saints, Seattle Seahawks, New England Patriots, Miami Dolphins, Houston Texans, Denver Broncos, and Kansas City Chiefs. All those teams are undefeated. Which team is the strongest team that's undefeated right now?
I think the Seattle Seahawks are. Saints are so fluky. They should have lost week 1 against the Falcons. To me, that was just, I don't even know how the Falcons gave up that game. Look, the Seahawks, they had San Francisco, the defending NFC champions, walk into their stadium and just flat out dominate them on every single aspect of the game. Offense, defense, special teams, they just completely dominated them. You look at some other 2-0 teams, or 2-0 and now Kansas City 3-0. I think Kansas City may be slightly better than Denver in a way, because...
Whoa!
Wait. I know you're going to say whoa, but I think balance-wise, I'm not saying that Kansas City has better offense. I'm saying through every single aspect, the Chiefs are slightly better. And I don't know, if the Broncos' offense isn't rolling in January, then they'll struggle. But with Kansas City, if their defense may not, have it, their offense will come through. Vice versa. I just don't see that with Denver. Patriots really shocked at how poor they've come out.
Yes.
Miami, that's fluky too. They're going to struggle when they face some good quality teams. And then you look at Houston, I don't think it's a surprise that they're 2-0.
Okay, so which team is most surprising that's 0-2? The Redskins, the Vikings, or I don't know why, but you like Tampa Bay, who's 0-2. You said Tampa Bay would win the division, didn't you?
No, I didn't say they'd win it. I'd say they'd make the wild card. You know what? I was wrong. I was really wrong because there is a mutiny. I heard it's really bad in Tampa Bay. I didn't think that Greg Schiano and the Bucs would turn out this bad. You know what? I gotta say this. The worst 0-2, the most surprising 0-2 team has to be, man, this is hard. Minnesota.
Yes.
Minnesota. I'm going Minnesota. What about you?
Yeah, I'd say either Minnesota or even the Redskins. Like, they made it to the playoffs last year along with Minnesota. But, I was saying this, Minnesota, they don't have much offense other than Peterson. So, Ponder's not that good of a quarterback. We all know that. I'm not a big fan of Ponder. I don't think he's a franchise quarterback. But yeah, them and the Redskins, I thought they'd be 2-0 by now. They looked horrible against the Eagles. I was just surprised that game was so bad. So, Cameron, would you like to do some Week 3 predictions?
Yeah, let's go right at it. Houston, Baltimore, yeah.
Oh, easy, Houston. Baltimore is just a shell of their former self, with them being 1-1, which they barely beat the Browns. Let's say that.
Yeah.
So I think Houston's gonna easily win that one. That's an easy choice for me.
Houston's gonna dominate. I think they're gonna win by 2 touchdowns. Giants, Panthers in Carolina.
I think Carolina could get their first win. I've been waiting for Cam Newton to get his first win of the season. Giants. Actually, no. I'm gonna go Giants. I'm gonna go Giants by a touchdown. I just think that they'll connect this week. They'll find everything together, pick up the pieces, and win this one. Manning's been playing all right. I don't think it's Manning's fault other than week 1. I just think their running game is horrible. Wilson only rushing for 36 yards in 2 games.
You know what? It's time for Carolina to win, and it's week 3, I think, for the Panthers. I think this is probably a really stealable game. You look, and I think Cam Newton, week 1, they should have beat the Seahawks, but I think that Carolina will get the victory. Green Bay, Cincinnati, in Cincinnati.
That may be the game of the day for tomorrow. That's gonna be a very good game. 2 good teams. Green Bay at 1-1 and Cincinnati at 1-1. Cincinnati was my pick to win the AFC North, and Green Bay was my pick to win the NFC North. So I'm gonna go. It's in Green Bay. It was in Cincinnati, so I'm gonna go Cincinnati on that one.
I'm going Cincinnati too. I really like their defensive line, and I think Geno Atkins will disrupt Aaron Rodgers' rhythm. And you know what? I'm gonna go Bengals because they're gonna control the tempo of the game. Rams, Cowboys, Romo and company lost by only 1 against the Chiefs. Can they finally win at home?
I think they can.
Cowboys, just say Cowboys.
I'm gonna say the Cowboys. I'm not a big fan of Romo and the Cowboys, but I think they'll win this one at home. I think it'll be an easy one. I'm going 21-7.
Yeah, I think it'll. Yeah, you know what? That is a good score. I'm going 21-7 also. Cleveland, Minnesota.
Minnesota's at home, easy one. Minnesota. Adrian Peterson's gonna run all over Cleveland. And remember, Cleveland lost Trent Richardson to the Colts in the trade. So they're a little shell shocked right now. I don't get that trade, but guess it was for the best. Okay, San Diego and Tennessee in Nashville, Tennessee. Who's winning that one, Cameron?
San Diego. San Diego is really a good team. I'm gonna go San Diego 28-10.
Ooh, I don't know. Tennessee. I don't know. I have a feeling
I
that.
don't trust Tennessee, to be honest. I mean, they played well against Houston, but I want to go with San Diego.
On the road, that's a risky choice. Okay, so how about Arizona and New Orleans? You said New Orleans was a fluky team. Will they win this one at home?
No, they won't be fluky against Arizona. They'll dominate them 28-3.
That is a bold score. Okay, what about Detroit and Washington? Washington looking for their first win of the season. Will they get it against Detroit at home?
21-3 Lions. What about you?
Oh, that is. You really must not like the Redskins because.
I like the Redskins, but I don't think RG3 is healthy enough, and their offensive line is terrible. So what can they do?
I think I'm going to go with you and go with Detroit winning this one on the road. I'll go. I think
21-3.
I'd go 21-10. I don't know. I think RG3 will start to get back his rhythm today or tomorrow. I think that'll be his day to, kind of come back into himself and be the old RG3.
What about Tampa Bay and New England?
New England.
New England by a lot. I think this will be their time to get their rhythm back, I think, with Gronkowski. I'm going to go 30-13.
So is Gronkowski sure to come back?
Well, it's 50-50, but 50-50, I think, will be... You know what? Let's see here. Well, technically, according to Yahoo, he is healthy enough to play, but no, to start, but he's not likely to play. But then you've got some other sources who say that the status is still unclear. I think this is going to be a game-time decision. Okay, if Gronkowski starts, will it be 30-13?
What about, is there any update on Amendola? He's so injury-prone that the Patriots are having to rely on guys like Julius Edelman and some rookie receivers who drop everything that's thrown to them.
No, Danny Amendola, he's going to be out for 6 weeks.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's really bad in New England. You know what I think? I think New England should try to go get Terrell Owens.
What?
Yes.
The locker room killer Terrell Owens?
He's in great shape.
He's a locker room killer. For a team that isn't have high confidence right now, you don't need someone coming in the locker room and destroying all their morals. Especially, you don't want him coming to the rookie receiver saying, hey, catch the ball next time, or I'm taking your job. I mean, first of all, we don't know how much more Brady can take. Brady's getting frustrated. He knows. He said he has to try to control it, but it's hard when you've been around good receivers all your career. It's hard to try to keep your calm when you have guys who are dropping balls left and right.
Okay, then who do you pick up then? I mean, okay, just think about this. They need a receiver, like, right now. They're desperate if they want to win the championship.
Yes.
Do you agree?
I agree. They need to pick up someone right now before it's too late, before they start having to actually play teams that are going to make it to the playoffs. Because right now, they've played weak teams. We know that.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they... You know what? They should try this. I would try to make a trade with Dwayne Bowe. Or some number one receiver on any team. I would try to get maybe... no, that'd be crazy to get Andre Johnson because you'd have to give up a lot. But I would try to make a trade and try to get the number one guy on some team to come to New England.
A number one guy. It takes a lot, though. And think about it. Teams aren't just going to give up their best receiver for some scraps that the Patriots have to offer.
Okay, New England does have a lot to offer. Think about this. They can give up... Actually, no, you're right. Okay, let's go to Atlanta, Miami. In Miami.
Ooh, I still think Atlanta can walk in and take it.
Atlanta, I think, will win 27-14.
You said Dolphins are fluky. You think they'll be fluky tomorrow?
Yeah, of course they will. Atlanta's going to dominate them. I think so. What about the Bills and the Jets?
Oh, that's
1-1.
That's one of those games you can sleep and come back and they'll still be on. I'm gonna go Buffalo in this one. I'm gonna go Buffalo.
I'm going Buffalo too. I don't even know what score to pick. I'm gonna go 5-2 Buffalo.
Yeah, that game. So, do you like Geno Smith as a starting quarterback? Do you think he's a good starting quarterback, or do you think the pressure is going to get to him?
You know what? If Sanchez starts, I'll run out of this country. Look, I am so angry at Sanchez saying that I'm going to get the job when I'm healthy. Just stop, Sanchez. It's getting really annoying. Smith has worked so hard to get to this spot. He's done such a great job. Beat New England. Well, okay. Hey, think about this. If Geno Smith's performance against New England last week versus Mark Sanchez, do you think Mark Sanchez would have even kept that game close?
No, you're correct. That game would have been a blowout if Mark Sanchez would have been
Exactly. So, And Smith had that drive against Tampa Bay. You know, people say, oh, well, he got shoved out. Yes, that's true, but he was very poised, more than Sanchez. He's got better qualities than Sanchez. I'm sorry, but Geno Smith deserves to be at the spot that he is. I don't know long term, but he's going to beat out Sanchez. To me, Sanchez will leave before Geno Smith leaves.
Oh, okay, I agree with that. How about Chicago and Pittsburgh? Pittsburgh, probably one of the worst rushing teams in the league. They have less rushing yards than Adrian Peterson had on his first run in week 1. So, who's winning that one?
Chicago will win 28-7.
Oh, I agree with that. Now, let's remember, though, a lot of teams, Chicago included, started off hot last season. Will Chicago simmer down, or will they be able to stay hot for a while?
You know what? This time they will, because I think Jay Cutler will be healthy. That was the biggest issue, and I think their offensive line is good this time.
Okay, who's winning between the Colts and the 49ers in San Francisco?
You know what? I think the Colts are also a fluky team. I don't think they're making the playoffs. I'm going to go... No, actually, what am I saying? Indy will make the playoffs. This will be interesting for Trent Richardson. I'm going to go... This is actually going to be a really close game. 28-20 49ers.
Yeah, I'd give 49ers the benefit of the doubt because they are at home. And Jacksonville and Seattle. Should we even be talking about this game?
Seattle 42-3.
Okay, 42-3. Now Monday Night Football, another game that should be a blowout. Denver and Oakland in Denver. Who's got that one?
I'm gonna go Denver 52-17.
You think Denver's gonna put up that many points?
Yes, they will. Oakland and Jacksonville. Okay, Oakland has improved, but there's no way they can keep up with the Broncos' offense.
So do you think Terrell Pryor you think he's not an elite quarterback? He's kind of in that middle group with the okay quarterbacks, like in that Tannehill group.
Yeah. You know what? I like Pryor. I think he should stay for now, just for the season. They shouldn't change any quarterbacks. I want to see how he does. They should have beat the Colts week 1, by the way, and they just couldn't come through. But I'm going to say Oakland. You know what? Oakland could be a little bit of a surpriser. You know, they may surprise a few teams. What do you think is going to be the score for Denver-Oakland?
I'm going 42-17. I think Oakland will put up some points.
I want to hear your Jacksonville-Seattle score. I was going to say 100-0, but...
yeah, I'm going to go with yours. I think Seattle's going to put up a lot of points. I'm going to go 49-6.
Oh my God!
And while we're talking, let's just predict the Thursday night game between San Francisco and St. Louis. In St. Louis, San Francisco had a difficult time with them last year, losing one of their games and tying the other. So, Cameron, who wins this one?
Oh man, you know what? I'm gonna go San Francisco. I think that the Rams have gotten significantly worse.
Yes.
Without Steven Jackson. I'm going to go Niners 34-10.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment of the game. Okay, so do you want to talk about anything about the Euro basket or anything about Spain getting upset by France?
Well, in the NBA, I mean, we're like, is it just me, or I just can't wait for the NBA season? I feel like this is gonna be the best season ever.
Yeah, I'm excited. A lot of changes with teams. It's gonna be a great season. Speaking of changes, you don't like the guy, but Meta World Peace. He said he thinks the Lakers are going to the NBA Finals.
Wait, which team does he play for?
The Knicks.
No, I know that. I'm just kidding. Wait, he should be talking about the Knicks. He shouldn't be stuck in the past. Stop, Meta. Just stop. You don't know what you're talking about.
He said, I think Kobe's going to be healthy. They're going to get Pau Gasol. The Lakers are going to make a big trade like they always do. They're going to get another good player. Boom, boom, and they're going to the finals. I believe it. Kobe's going to come back. He's going to play team ball, and Pau's going to play well.
Okay, so this is the only way, to me, the Lakers win. Is if they can beat Houston in the first round,
No.
Oklahoma City in the second round, and then find a way to beat the Clippers in the Western Conference Finals. You think they can do that for 7 straight games all the time against those 3 teams? I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, so, sorry, Meta, but I know you like the Lakers, but unfortunately, look, Jordan, you should be happy because I like the Celtics, and the Celtics are in 3 times worse of a spot than the Lakers are right now.
You believe that? You think Rondo will be able to keep his cool and stay collected even though he's on such a talentless team?
You know what? I really trust Brad Stevens. I still think they need to make a big trade. They really do.
Trade away Rondo?
No. Rondo has to stay, or they need to be able to make Boston a free agent destination. They got to find a way to do that. Because in the future, there are going to be some really good free agents out there in the NBA, and Boston's got to pick up one.
So you don't believe in your Celtics tanking the season and trying to get Andrew Wiggins or Jabari Parker next year in the draft?
You know what? I think the Celtics, their success, I don't think that they should build through the draft. To me, building through the draft is just for small market teams.
Yes, I agree with that.
I think the Celtics, they have so much money. That's what a lot of people forget. They're a huge market. They've got a lot of money. I mean, the Lakers have like crazy amounts. Same with the Nets. I mean, Mikhail Prokhorov can, buy 10 teams if he wanted to. But the Celtics, they've got so much money. They got to find a way to make it a free agent destination, and then just throw a ton of money at the free agent. Maybe they should try to get LeBron. I don't know. That's a huge stretch. But if they throw, a ton of money at LeBron, who knows?
But Rondo does not like LeBron.
Well, if he wants to win a championship, he better start liking LeBron.
I'm not a fan of LeBron. I know Cameron loves LeBron.
You love Kobe, so...
Hey. So, Cameron, any last statements or thoughts before we end today's show?
Can't wait for the NBA season. Sorry we haven't been posting a lot on Facebook. We've both been kind of busy, but when the NBA season starts, Jordan's got his league pass. I've got my NBA TV. We'll definitely have everything for you. Enjoy tomorrow, football Sunday. I know, Jordan, do you like Red Zone so far?
Yeah, I love Red Zone. You get to see, everyone loves when a touchdown happens. That's their favorite part of the game. So you get to see every touchdown of every game. Yeah. I love it.
I love it too, and hope you guys have a great day. Jordan, I'll let you take it away.
This has been Personal Foul with Cameron and Jordan. Everyone enjoy your Saturday. Have a great weekend. See you next time.